Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Tuesday, the 5th of October 2021. We have our medium level Sudoku coming up in a second. Before I mention something that's in the news and something, uh, that I experienced firsthand, actually. Last night I was talking on an international call with my sister. We chat once a week, and on WhatsApp, and it failed. And rather weirdly, I thought, oh, there might be something wrong with my internet, and looked to see, and it said connecting. I thought that was quite weird, and I thought, I know, I'll use the Messenger app because we often use that one instead. And that I couldn't even log into my own account. I have a couple of accounts. One is a business one, and one is a personal one. I couldn't log into my own name, and it was very weird. And I checked my internet, and other things were working okay. Other websites were working okay, and it was very weird. And some things were working, some weren't. And I had absolutely no idea that Facebook had gone down. Now, until recently, WhatsApp was an independent application, and but Facebook bought it and decided to put it through its own servers, and thereby, bring it into the fold. But unfortunately, when an error happened with Facebook, everything went down. So all of their applications, their Facebook and WhatsApp and Messenger and Instagram, which I never use, but that also apparently went down, and so did everything else. Ooh, fighting cats outside. And so it was off for a very long time, and so didn't manage to call. But I was thinking about a couple of things. That one is how amazingly easy it is to communicate with people on video now. Even for people who are technologically challenged. I mean, I'm not, but my sister is um, not young, let's say, and she really had no idea about technology. But she's able to use a telephone and click on a couple of buttons and manage to chat to me, on video link, which is a wonderful thing. I've been living in Thailand since before the age of the internet, or before the internet was certainly usable by the general public, at least. And in those days, I just had to write letters back, send postcards and things like that. And now we have this amazing technology. But on the other hand, Facebook really controls a huge amount of it, and it really is on a way. It really we have things that are public services, telephones, electricity, and stuff like that. And then we have Facebook, which is not really accountable to anybody except itself, but buying more and more, monopolizing more and more of the industry. Well, if there are problems, then who do we address? And is Facebook really addressing itself? Recently, there was a report that Facebook was ignoring its own internal research on how Facebook damaged young people, or Instagram, I think, damaged young people psychologically, and but basically they did nothing about it. So anyway, that's the latest Facebook. Apparently, some Facebook is returning now, and this is after a break of at least 6 hours. So 6, 7 hours or something like that it must have been. And well, okay, let's hope it returns and we are able to use the services. But still, it is an amazing service. I mean, to be able to chat for free, over these apps, it is really quite something. So let's, not forget the good as well as the danger that is involved in some of these things. Right. So if you've never played Sudoku before, this is how we play the game. This is rated as medium, but generally on Tuesday it's pretty easy, I'll say. We have rows across, and they each have 9 squares. We have rows down, columns down, sorry, and they each have 9 squares. And then we have these blocks that you can see outlined, and they each have 9 squares. And we fit numbers 1 to 9 in each row, column, and block. and each number can appear once only in its row, column, or block, and that's generally how we find the answer. So we say, for example, this block here does not have a 1. We can say that there's a 1 in this column, and so no digit 1 can appear in this column again. So that whole central column there is blocked in this small segment. Then you can see that 1 blocks this square here, so blocked. So we can see there's a single place where a 1 can go. And so we can fit it in immediately. We don't have to worry about anything else. We now know that that's where the 1 goes. Got it? Okay, right. So let's continue then. 3 blocking down this column, 3 blocking up this column, and 3 blocking across this row gives me a 3 to place there, right? And this 3 blocking across this row, and this 3 blocking across this row, blocked. So we can say that a 3 has to go there. It's a good idea often to use the number that you just filled in and see if it can affect anything. Now that you've just added an extra number, quite often that can change the situation. So it's often a good idea to use the number that you just filled in, but not always though. I mean, it can't always affect change things. 7 blocks across here, 7 blocks across here, and 7 blocks down here. So we know that that square there has to be a 7. Three blocks across here, 3 blocks across here, so 3's got to go in this square here. And as I said, this 3 that we just filled in, we're going to use this and say that stops anything from being a 3 up there. 3 is blocked there, 3 is blocked there, and 3 blocks across there. So we know that 3 has to fit in that square there. For those of you new to the channel, I should just say that I don't play these games ahead of time. And for those of you new to the channel hearing these weird sounds outside, I should explain these are traveling sales people. They drive around in small pickup trucks with megaphones here in Bangkok and selling their wares. What am I missing? I'm obviously missing something here. All right, so the best thing to do is if you don't see anything immediately, you get stuck on seeing things. Oh, it doesn't matter, because while I'm talking to you, I've seen something. Now this is a bit of a step process now, so I haven't seen anything that's absolutely direct, single step, but I have seen something else, which is a couple of steps away. Now you can see that this 9 blocks up here, right, up in this column, so there's no 9 available here. This 9 blocks across here, and so we know that 9 has got to be in one of these 2 squares here. Got it? 9 blocks here, 9 blocks here, so 9 is either here or here. Now we look down here to say which one, and we see, oh, we can't tell, so it's either here or here. But if the 9 is here, it's going to block along this row, and if the 9 is here, it's still going to block along this row, so it doesn't matter that we don't know where it is. We just know it's in one of those 2, and therefore cannot be in this row here. Okay, so no 9 here. Now we've got a 9 blocking up here, and a 9 blocking up here, and now 9 blocking across here. So this, again, is the only square that's not affected by an intersecting 9. Well, I was about to tell you something anyway. I was, before I found that particular digit, I was about to say, well, when you get stuck, it's a good idea to try looking through each number one at a time, right? So I'm going to look at one. So we've got ones filled in here, and I look down here and I say, okay, there's a one here and up here. No, that's not very useful. Down here, no, there's 4 squares where it might appear. Up here, there's 3 squares there, there's 3 squares there, so there's nothing really useful. So we'll just go on to number 2. We'll just look at digit 2 and say, is there anything useful that we can see from digit 2? We see it blocks here, so it's going to be somewhere here, and then it's going to be somewhere up here. Down here, no, nothing really, so we just keep going. We go on to 3, but then we notice that actually 3 is finished. We've got 3 in every block already, so we don't worry about that. So we go on to 4. What's happening with 4? 4 blocking down here, 4 blocking across here. That's interesting. See, blocking, because it leaves us with a row here. So we know that 4 has got to be in one of these 2 as well, because this is going to block along here. So 4 is going to be like that. Is that going to help us up here? 4, no. No, nothing else. 5 then, what's happening with 5? Well, 5 blocks across here like this, so 5 will be in one of these 2 squares. It will also be in one of these 2 squares, but that's not giving us a number yet, is it? 5 up here, 5 across here, so 5 is going to be in one of these 2 squares, and then it's going to be in one of these 2 squares here. Still, we're not getting any, complete satisfaction here. Alright, so 6 blocks across here like this, 6 blocks across here, so middle row, nothing useful. 6 is blocks down here, limited to these 2 squares here. Nope. 6, no. Okay. Oh dear. Well, for a medium level puzzle, this is taking some thought. 7 blocks up here and across here, so 7 is in these squares here. Up here, no. 7, no. We've got 4 possibilities there. 3 possibilities here. Oh dear. Alright then, 8 blocks down here, 8 blocks across here, so 2 squares available there. 8 up there, no, that's 4. 8 up here. Well, 8 is also blocking here and here, so we know that 8 is possible in these 2 squares only. No? Okay, 9 blocking down here. 9 in one of these 2 squares here, right? Blocking across and blocking across, there or there. 9, there or there. Well, okay, this is really quite unusual for the Guardian on a Tuesday. Yesterday's was trickier than normal as well, but I'll explain it to you. So we have 9 blocking down here, right, like this, and a 9 blocking across here. So 9 will have to be in one of these 2 squares here, do you agree? So now 9 blocks across here, like this. So this square cannot be 9, because there's got to be a 9 here. 9 blocking down here and 9 blocking down here. So that, in fact, is a 9 there. Now we can take that 9, which was, the last thing that we looked at, 9 blocking up here, 9 blocking across here and across here, and that gives us a 9 in that square there. So don't despair. If you're worried, oh, I can't find any numbers or something like that, you will eventually. It just takes a bit of work to get there. Okay. Now we have to look at the areas where we've just filled in numbers, because that's where there's going to be some kind of change, of course. So now we have 8 blocking down here and 8 blocking across here, and now instead of there being 2 empty squares, there is only 1 empty square, so we know that the 8 goes there. We have 1 blocking down here and a 1 blocking across here, So much more has opened up now that we found that 9. One blocking up here, one blocking up here, and one goes there. The missing numbers here and here are 2 and 6, but we have a 6 saying this can't be a 6. So 6 is here, 2 is here, and now 2 blocking across here, 2 blocking across here, and we know that that's a 2 there. So it worked out very nicely, hasn't it? 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking up here, 2 goes here. More people selling their stuff. In fact, in this case, not selling, buying, asking if you'd like to sell any old electrical equipment. No, thank you. Missing numbers are what here and here. Missing numbers are, well, one of them is 4 and 4 blocks here. So immediately we can say that the 4 goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't yet have a 5, so a 5 goes there in the last place. The two missing numbers here in this bottom row are 5 and 6. We have a 6 blocking this square here, so we know the 6 is here and the 5 is in that position. Now here's something you can learn which is useful for harder level puzzles. There are 3 missing numbers here. They are 1, 4 and 9, right? We don't have a 1, we've got 2, 3, there's no 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no 9, 1, 4, 9. But look, we see 4 and 9 in the same column. So if that means that this can't be 9, it can't be 4, so we know that it has to be the other number, which is a 1. That also means 1 blocks up here now, 1 blocks up here, and 1 blocks across the top. So we can say that's our 1 now, and 1 across this row, up this column. That gives us a 1 in that position there. Now I remember earlier on saying that 8 had to be in one of these 2 squares. Here we are, 8 blocks this square, so we're now sure that 8 has to be here. And the other missing number from this row is 7, so let's fill that in. Now we've got 7 blocking down, 7 blocking up here. That's a 7 to place here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 9. There's no 8. So that's the missing number in that column. Now this 8 says that this can't be an 8. So 8 must go here. And 7 is the last number in this block. 7 blocks down here. 7 blocks across here. So this is a 7. Now there's only one number missing in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a 6? No, there isn't. So we know that that's what it is. And if you want to check, 7, 8, 9 to finish. Okay. 5 says that this square here can't be a 5, and we don't yet have a 5 in this block. Or if you prefer, we don't yet have a 5 in this column. It doesn't matter because the numbers will be the same because there is only one solution. So 5 has to go there. The last number in this block or this column, whichever way you look at it, is a 4. Okay, so what else is happening? Right, missing numbers along this row here are 4 and 8. Now we have an intersecting 8 here, so we know that the 8 must be in this square and the 4 must be in this square. Okay, that thing that I said to you about having 3 numbers, 3 missing numbers, let's see what's missing from here. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4, 5, we don't have a 6, and we don't have a 7. So 4, 6, and 7 are the numbers that must appear in these 3 squares. But look, we have 4 and 6 in the same row, so it's not 4, it's not 6, It's got to be the other number, which is a 7. Now this 6 says that this can't be a 6 here, so we just know that the 6 is here and the 4 is here now. 4 blocking across here, 4 blocking across here, so 4's got to go there. 4 stops this square from being a 4. 4 is in here. 9 is the last number to get in this block. And 9 now blocks up here, 9 blocks across here. We don't yet have a 9 here, so 9 goes there. Eight blocks this square, 8 here blocks this square. This is up 8, 8 blocks across here, 8 blocks across here. This is up 8 in this block here. Oh, nearly made a mistake there. Don't worry, I didn't make a mistake quite. I managed to stop myself in time, but don't worry, because you will make mistakes, I promise you. 6 blocking here. If you're new to the game and thinking that everybody can play the game perfectly every time, I promise you it's not possible. 2 blocks across here, 2 goes there. The missing number here is 5. Okay, now the missing number in this column is 5 as well. We've got 5 blocking up here if you prefer. And the last number to get here is a 2. Last number for that block, or the last number for that column, which either way you look at it, it's the same thing anyway. The missing number across here now is also a 2. We've got a 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 2 is the missing number, goes there. This 4 says that this can't be a 4, so 4 is here, 5 is here. That 5 we just looked at blocks this square from being a 5. 5 is here. The last number that we need for this block and the puzzle is 6, and that's it. That's our medium level puzzle. A good one, because it got down to just finding one path forward, which is nice. It's not an impossible level puzzle or anything like that, but you know, you had to, as far as I could tell, there was just like one way forward to do it in an easy way. Of course, there are other methods of solving Sudoku puzzles, but I mean, you know, to go in a very easy fashion, there was only one way forward, and that's good, rather than offering lots of different paths. So thank you for joining me for today's Guardian Sudoku, and check out the channel and other Sudoku games of levels that you prefer. Thank you. Bye bye.